Jnanakosha, Puranas,
सर्गच्च प्रतिसर्गच्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Vamana Purana, Tales of Naranarayana, Manifestation of Naranarayana. Sage Pulasya says Dharma, the possessor of divine body and who manifested from the heart of Lord Brahma, married Murti, the daughter of Daksha. 4 sons were born to them: Hari, Krishna, Nara, and Narayana. Hari and Krishna engaged themselves in the practice of yoga, while Nara and Narayana went to the Himalaya mountain and started doing penance for the welfare of humans. Indra became frightened by their arduous penance. He feared that he might lose his authority and power. He sent beautiful apsaras to disturb their penance. He himself went to that site, accompanied by Kamadeva and Vasant. Prahalada meets Naranarayana. Once Narayana saw all 3 of them coming, and he treated all of them with respect. As he was aware of the reasons for their arrival, he decided to give them a surprise. He made the figure of a beautiful woman on his thigh with a flower. The next moment, the figure transformed into a live woman, which surprised all of them. For Kamadev, the beautiful woman resembled his wife Rati. He became so infatuated by her beauty that he forgot about the actual purpose of his visit. The same thing happened to Vasant and all the Apsaras. Everybody who had come with the desire of victory had actually become a victim. Seeing all of them surprised and amazed, Narayana told them that the beautiful woman was created by him from his thigh. He also instructed them to take away that beautiful woman to heaven. Kamadeva and Vasant were captivated by Narayan's power. They also became terrified. They went back to heaven, accompanied by Urvashi, and narrated the whole story to Indra. Even Indra was amazed. In a short time, the amazing deeds of Narayana spread in all the directions and the various lokas. Once Prahalada, son of Demon King Hiranyakashipu, asked sage Chayavan about the most revered and sacred place of pilgrimage in the whole world. Sage Chayavan told him about Naimisaranya, the most sacred place of pilgrimage on the earth. Prahalada visited Naimisaranya accompanied by many other demons. After reaching there, all of them took bath in a river. While roaming about in the city, Prahalada saw the trunk of a tree pierced with numerous arrows. Not far from the tree, he saw 2 hermits doing penance. 2 divine bows and a pair of quiver were lying by the side. Prahalada was amazed as to why the hermits would require weapons. He revealed his thoughts to the hermits. Both the hermits replied that a person who works according to his capabilities earns respect. Prahalada became angry at their reply. He asked them as to what were their capabilities. Actually, the hermits were none other than Narayana. Both of them told Prahalada that they were invincible and nobody could defeat them in battle. Prahalada's anger crossed all limits. A tremendous battle ensued between Prahalada and Narayana. Prahalada blessed by Narayana. A ferocious battle was fought between Prahalada and Narayana, in which all types of lethal weapons were used. The battle continued for 1,000 divine years. Ultimately, Prahalada was defeated in this battle. He went to Vaikuntha and asked Lord Vishnu as to why Narayana was invincible. Lord Vishnu revealed to them that Narayana was his own incarnation. He also told them that Narayana could be won only by devotion and not by power. Prahalada decided to relinquish his throne and appointed Andhak as his successor. He went to Badri Kshetra and made salutations to Narayana in reverence. Narayana was surprised at the sudden change in his behavior. He asked Prahalada as to what the matter was. Prahalada then said, "Who can defeat you? You are none other than Lord Janardhan. You are the one who has taken incarnation of Rishikesh, Chakrapani and Haigriva." Narayana was pleased by his devotion. He told Narayana that though he was not able to defeat him in the battle, but he was successful in doing so by his devotion. Narayana also blessed Prahalada. Prahalada then returned to his capital. Andhak expressed his desire to make Prahalada king once again, but it was turned down by him. Prahalada spent the rest of his life preaching on the virtues of religiousness and truthfulness. Manifestation of vegetation from the deities. Pulasya says, lotus flower manifested from Vishnu's navel in the month of Ashwin. Similarly, other vegetation also manifested from the different organs of deities. Kadamba tree from the palm of Kamadeva, Dhatrua tree from the heart of Lord Shiva, Khaira tree from the middle portion of Brahma's body, Taiya tree from Vishwakarma's body. Kundalata manifested from Parvati's palm, Sindhur tree from Ganesha's belly, Palash tree and Gular tree from the right and left armpits of Yamaraj. Similarly, Sarpat manifested from the body of Sheshana, black and white Durva grass from the tail and back of Vasuki Nag. Harichandan tree manifested from the heart of a devotee. Mahishashura. During ancient times, there lived two demons, Rambha and Karambha, who would torment people. As both were sonless, they decided to do severe penance by keeping their bodies submerged in Panchamaj river with a desire of having sons. Indra, becoming fearful, took the guise of a crocodile and killed Karambha while he was doing penance in the river. Rambha became so dejected by his brother's death that he decided to give up his life by severing his head and offering it in the sacrificial fire. As he was about to turn his thoughts into reality, Agni appeared before him and prevented him from doing so and said, "Killing oneself is a grave sin. Don't give up your life. I am willing to fulfill any of your wish." Rambha was pleased and requested Agni to bless him with a mighty and powerful son. Agni blessed him by saying, "You will beget a son from a woman of your own choice." But destiny had something else in store for him. Once Rambha had gone to see Yaksha king Malvat. He was impressed by Malvat's prosperity and unlimited wealth. King Malvat possessed lot of animal wealth like goats, lambs, oxen, elephant, horses, cows. Rambha saw the beautiful buffalo in the cowshed. He started caressing her body just to appreciate her beauty. The buffalo got aroused and forced Rambha to copulate with her, and this resulted in the buffalo's pregnancy. Rambha returned to Patala Loka accompanied by the buffalo. But the other demons came to know about this unusual incident, and as a result, Rambha was excommunicated from the demons' tribe. Both of them decided to return to Yaksha king Malvat's palace. In due course of time, the buffalo gave birth to a beautiful calf which could change its appearance according to its wishes. Once seeing the buffalo alone, a bull tried to breach her modesty. The buffalo ran towards Rambha for her safety. Rambha attacked the bull with a sword and injured it. In retaliation, the bull also dashed its horns against Rambha's chest, which proved to be fatal. Seeing the dead Rambha, the buffalo became engulfed in sorrow. She had no other option but to take refuge of the yakshas who protected her life. In the meantime, the seriously injured bull fell into a divine lake and died. Amazingly, its body transformed into a demon. The yaksha decided to cremate Rambha's body. The buffalo too decided to embrace death by jumping into the burning fire. But as soon as the fire was lit, a ferocious demon emerged from it with a sword. He drew away all the yakshas and killed the buffalo, but spared her calf. This ferocious demon later on became famous as Raktabij. He had defeated all the deities including Indra, Rudra, Surya and Marut. But the calf, which became famous as Mahishasura, was even mightier than Raktabij. All the defeated demons had accepted him as their leader, and he was crowned as the king. Mahishasura defeated all the deities and drew them out from the heaven. The defeated deities, accompanied by Brahma, went to Lord Vishnu and narrated their oaths to him. Lord Shiva too was present there. Both of them became furious after hearing the atrocities committed by Mahishasura. Divine effulgence appeared from the mouth of all the angry deities. These effulgences got collected at a place, resulting in the manifestation of goddess Katyayani. All the deities presented their weapons to her. Lord Shiva gave his trident, Lord Vishnu gave his chakra, Agni gave his Shakti. After acquiring all the weapons, goddess Durga thundered loudly. The deities saluted her, after which she proceeded towards Vindhya mountain, mounted on her lion. Vindhya mountain had been cursed by sage Agastya, as a result of which its enormous size turned into a hill. The tale behind this curse is, in the ancient times, Vindhya mountain was so high that it became very difficult for the sun to make its movement. The sun went to sage Agastya and requested him to minimize the size of Vindhya mountain. Sage Agastya went near the Vindhya mountain and said, I am going on a pilgrimage, but you are coming in my way. Since I am an old man, it is impossible for me to climb your steep slopes. I request you to reduce your size and remain in the same position till I return from my pilgrimage. Otherwise, you will have to face my wrath. Vindhya mountain accepted his request and turned it to a hill. Sage Agastya then proceeded on his pilgrimage towards south, but did not return according to his promise. He constructed a magnificent hermitage and asked Lopamudra, the daughter of Vidarbha king, to stay there and himself return to his hermitage. Vindhya mountain remained in that position, waiting for Sage Agastya's arrival. This way, Sage Agastya solved the problem of the sun. Goddess Durga chose this very mountain to launch her assault. All the deities, Siddhas, Nagas, Apsaras were present with her. The demons Chand and Mund. Once the demon brothers Chand and Mund were passing near the Vindhya mountain when they saw goddess Chandika there. Both these demons were stunned by her divine beauty. They had never seen such a beautiful woman in their life. They went to Mahishasura and told him about her beauty. Mahishasura proceeded with a huge army which comprised of valiant commanders like Videla Netra, Vishang, Vayakal, Agrahyudha, Chikashur, and Raktabija. The army assembled at the foothills of Vindhya mountain. There, Mahishasura instructed Dundhubi to go and bring goddess Durga by any means. Dundhubi went to goddess Durga and boasted about Mahishasura's might and power by saying, the mighty Mahishasura has defeated all the deities who ran out from heaven to save their life. He is lord of all the three worlds and is invincible, but this victorious and mighty king has been enslaved by your beauty. You must not miss the chance of marrying him. Goddess Durga replied, I am aware of Mahishasura's feats, I am most willing to marry him, but there is one problem. There is a tradition in our clan according to which an aspiring husband is required to give a shulk tax in lieu of getting married. Dundavi was happy, thinking that it would not be difficult for Mahishasura to fulfill her demand. He said Mahishasura can even give up his life for your sake. Hearing this, goddess Durga laughed loudly and said, O demon, according to the tradition of our clan, only such a person can marry a woman who defeats her in the battle. Dundavi went back to Mahishasura and narrated the whole story. Mahishasura instructed Shikashur to go and bring goddess Durga. After enslaving her, Shikashur proceeded with a huge army. Seeing him coming in the direction of goddess Durga, Lord Brahma instructed her to use an armor to protect herself. The goddess refused by saying, No demon can stand before me in a battle. All the deities then chanted Vishnu Panjar Stotra for her safety. Protected by the Stotra, she was successful in killing many demons. Seeing his devastated army, Mahishasura himself came to fight her. Killing of Mahishasura. Narada asked sage Pulasya as to how goddess Durga killed Mahishasura. Sage Pulasya replied, after the killing of Chikashur, Mahishasura sent Namar to fight goddess Durga. Namar proceeded towards the Vindhya mountain accompanied by a huge battalion. After reaching there, he shot a volley of arrows towards the Vindhya mountain. As a result, the whole mountain was covered by innumerable arrows. This deficient act of Namar made goddess Durga extremely furious. She attacked her enemies menacingly. She killed some of the demons by her sword, some with her mace, and many more were killed by her arrows. Even her mount Simha killed many demons. The demons were completely surprised by the ferociousness of the attack and fled from the battlefield. Seeing his whole army fleeing from the battlefield, Namar came forward mounted on an elephant to fight goddess Durga. He unleashed his devastating weapon Shakti towards her. At the same time, he also attacked her Mount Simha by releasing many arrows towards it. But goddess Durga destroyed all the weapons. In the meantime, the elephant held the Simha with its trunk, but the goddess Mount somehow released itself from the trap and attacked Namar. Namar fell from the elephant and died. After Namar's death, Chikushupur came to fight the goddess, but both his hands and legs were severed by her. Ultimately, goddess Durga severed his head, as a result of which Chikushur died. The news of Chikushur's death spread like a wildfire. Many more valiant commanders of Mahishasura's army came forward to fight her, but all of them were vanquished. At last, Mahishasura came forward to fight goddess Durga in the guise of a buffalo. Goddess Durga started playing her damaru and veena, which resulted into the emergence of numerous ghosts. He attacked the ghosts with his arms, forelegs, and by valiantly lashing his tail. He then attacked Durga's mount Simha, and his valiant movements shook even the earth and the mountain. Goddess Durga grabbed his neck with the help of a noose. The next moment, Mahishasura transformed his appearance into an elephant. Goddess Durga then severed his trunk. Mahishasura again changed his guise into a buffalo. Goddess Durga attacked him by unleashing various weapons, but the demon escaped unhurt. Goddess Durga suddenly jumped down from her Mount Simha and climbed upon Mahishasura, who was in the guise of a buffalo. Mahishasura started jumping violently. Goddess Durga pressed Mahishasura's neck with such force that he suffocated. He then severed his head. She suddenly severed his head. Mahishasura appeared in human form with a sword. Goddess Durga kicked him on his chest and again severed his head. The news of his death created havoc in his army, and the demons fled from the battlefield and hid himself and themselves in Patalaloka. The deities became pleased at Mahishasura's death and realized goddess Durga. She became pleased and, after assuring the deities of taking reincarnation for their welfare, disappeared from the scene. Reincarnation of goddess Durga. Revealing the reasons for goddess Durga's reincarnation, sage Pulasya says, goddess Durga is also known as Kaushiki, as she had manifested from the cell Kaushika of Uma's Parvati's body. After the manifestation, she went to Vindhya mountain with the objective of killing the demons Shumbhu and Nishumbu. She was accompanied by numerous Bhut Ganas. After Sati's death, Rudra engaged himself in penance and became a celibate. He had even relinquished his responsibility of leading the deities' army. When Mahishasura came to know that the deities were bereft of their commander, he attacked them, as a result of which the deities were defeated. The deities went to Lord Vishnu, who was at that time living at Svetadvipa. When they reached there, they were surprised to find that Lord Vishnu was aware of their defeat. Lord Vishnu then advised them by saying, all of you must go to Mena, Manasputri of Agnihat, and request her to give consent to marry Himalaya. The same Mena would give birth to a beautiful girl who in reality would be the incarnation of Sati. All of you must go to Kurukshetra and realize her on the night of Amavasya. The deities were curious to know about the origin of Kurukshetra. Lord Vishnu told them, during the initial phase of Satya Yuga, there was a mighty king named Riksh, who was the descendant of Soma. Samavaran was the son of Riksha. He succeeded his father at a young age. Samavaran was a great devotee of mine. Vasishtha, the son of Varuna, was his chief priest and had taught him all the Vedas. One day, Samavaran went to the forest for hunting after entrusting his responsibilities to Vasishtha. After reaching the forest, he started wandering in search of his game. He saw a beautiful lake full of numerous lotus flowers. He also saw many apsaras and other divine beauties enjoying themselves by singing and dancing. Samvaran was infatuated by the divine beauty of one of those apsaras, Tapati, who was the most beautiful among them. Coincidentally, Tapati too saw someone staring at her. She was so infatuated by someone's handsomeness that she fell unconscious. She was carried by her companions back home. After returning to his capital, Vasishtha was surprised to find change in Samvaran's behavior. It seemed as if his mind was preoccupied by something. By his yogic power, Vasishtha came to know about the whole incident. He decided to take the help of Tapati's father, Surya. He went to Surya and requested him to marry Tapati with Samvaran. Surya did not want to annoy his esteemed guest, so he gave his consent. Vasishtha then returned to his hermitage, accompanied by Tapati, and ultimately Tapati and Samvaran got married.